Good morning, sports fans. We're here at PBnZ. Once again, TJ Callahan to Tewksbury, Mass. We're going to do our college game day preview momentarily. I'll do the 2-minute drill. We'll talk a little pro football because we always talk pro football.
Of course.
We'll do our pick six. By the way, what were you in the pick six last week, G-Money?
It was bad. Was it 4-2, 2-4?
Z was 5-1. I'm quite the roll the last 3 weeks. 5-1, 5-1, 6-0. All right, and then you're going to give us our lock of the week.
Yeah, it'll be better. It'll be better than last week's.
All right.
Last week's was horrendous.
All right. Hey, by the way, Celtics, they lost yesterday to the Nets, but they did beat them on Wednesday night. They crushed them. The best part of that game, where is Kyrie? Where is Kyrie?
He's a prima donna. He's a little baby. He could have played. He didn't want to play because he's...
And his backup, Kemba, had his replacement, Kemba, had 39 in that game. Nice job. The Bees won again yesterday. They've got a little 6-game winning streak.
They're incredible.
Speaking of them, by the way, the night before Thanksgiving for them, or Tuesday night I should say, up in Montreal, they crushed the Canadians 8-1. Little DYK. Pasta had a hat trick in that game. When was the last time a Bruin player had a hat trick in Montreal?
Oh, geez. Machard, maybe?
Before that, 1987.
Who was it?
I can't remember who it was, but it goes back to 87.
The thing that was impressive about the Bruins is that was their third game in 4 days, and they lost yesterday, and they won.
They're on a tear.
That's tough, man.
They're on a
Hockey is
tear.
a tough sport to play that three out of 4.
Hey, Conor McGregor coming back to fight once again. He hasn't fought in
He's a
516 days. What do you think, though? He's going to fight Cowboy Cerrone.
He's going to get his ass kicked.
All
He's
right,
not
let's
that
see.
good. He's overrated.
Hey, speaking of other sports, European Golf League has a tournament this weekend out in South Africa, G-Money. First time ever they're going to let the players wear shorts. Ever. In the pro tournament. You know why?
Why is that?
It's going to be 104 degrees.
That's insane. Playing golf in that weather?
I don't think I've ever...
You're going to stroke out.
I don't think I've ever played golf in pants in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Last thing before we move on to college football, FIFA, the World Soccer Organization, they banned the Brazilian soccer referee this week for life. You know why?
Why would you do?
Millions of dollars in bribes. Not hundreds, not thousands. He's taking millions of dollars
fix
in bribes.
games?
To fix games.
Wow.
All
That's absurd.
Those Brazilians. Shame
Crazy.
on them. All right. College football. We had another upset last week. TJ's team, you as well. You picked them. Oregon. They lost to Arizona
They laid an egg.
State.
They looked horrible.
They're out of the playoff picture now, right? For
they're
sure.
out. There's no way.
Does that hurt Utah, though? Because if Utah beats a 2-loss team, does that make...
No, I don't think it hurts
All
Utah just because they would have run they lost one game earlier in the season against a good USC team on the road. So I think they're in if they went out and a couple other things happen.
Hey, did you catch this yesterday? There's some good games yesterday. Virginia beat Virginia Tech. First time in how many years?
I want to say 24.
15 years. First time
15.
ever. By the way,
good for them. I was rooting for them.
it's the first time ever they won the ACC Coastal. It now means every single team in the Coastal has won the championship in the last consecutive years.
So 10 years,
The last 6 years, six different teams. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, unbelievable. All right. Hey, the number 1 team won again last week, LSU, and they slipped to number 2. Ohio State's number 1. What do you make of that?
Ohio State has a tougher opponent.
They did. They beat Penn State.
And they're by far, from top to bottom, offense, defense, the most complete team in college football.
But Penn State made that game interesting with their second-string quarterback at the end, right? They came back, made it interesting. We'll see what happens.
It was a good game.
By the way, Clemson's number 3 still, followed by number 4, Georgia, and then it gets interesting. 5 is Bama, 6 is Utah, we just mentioned them, 7 is my OU team. Huge games this week, right? Ohio State goes to the big house. They play in Michigan. What is Michigan to do for the upset here? Gee.
They just need they've been on fire lately. They're probably the second hottest team in the Big Ten right now. So they just got to continue doing what they've been doing. Their QB's been lining up. Shea Patterson, he's been looking good. They got to play solid defense. I don't think they can win, but I think they keep it close.
Let me ask you a question. If Ohio State does win, if Michigan does win, what does that do for Ohio State?
Doesn't hurt them. They need to win, but they can't lose, and they won't lose consecutive games. But if they win the championship game, they're in the playoffs. So they don't need to win.
All right, we've been talking about the Heisman the last few weeks. You know, we keep saying Joe Burrow, but all of a sudden I'm hearing this other name from Ohio State. It's not the quarterback, the defensive end, Chase Young. Does he have any shot at all?
He has a shot. He's a beast. I mean, if he puts up multiple sacks in this game and he does well in the Big Ten championship, it's plausible he can get it.
So do you think at the very least he ends up second?
Oh yeah, he's the most dominant defensive player in football.
All right, Bama. They go down to Auburn. They got their backup quarterback playing today. First of all, does Auburn have any shot in this game?
Yeah, I think Auburn wins outright. Here first. I think they win outright. Ooh. They got one of the best defenses in football against a backup QB, and Alabama's defense is horrible, and Auburn's offense is pretty good. It's decent.
So if Bama wins big today, They hold on to 5. Maybe they move up to 4. But if LSU beats Georgia in the SEC playoff, is Bama in automatically at that point in time?
I think Utah would edge them out if Utah wins out.
You do?
I do. Yeah, I think a team from that won their division championship has a better shot than a Bama who didn't even play in the championship.
Question for you. All right. Big game today also in the Big Ten. Number 12, Wisconsin goes to number 8, Minnesota. Minnesota wins that game. They play Ohio State. Is there any shot that Minnesota can win the Big Ten?
I think they have 0 shot against Ohio State. If they were to win out, they're in the playoffs.
So if they run the table, Minnesota's in as the Big Ten champion. Let me ask you a question. Is there a possibility, say Ohio State wins today but loses in the Big Ten to Minnesota, do we get 2 Big Ten teams?
I don't think a 2-loss Ohio State would make it. So
If they just lose that one game. If Ohio State wins today.
That would have 2 Big Ten teams. I would think it'd be hard to leave both teams out.
All right, I got one more scenario for you. Georgia loses in the SEC championship. Bama loses today to Auburn. Utah loses to Oregon in the Pac-12 competition. OU wins out the rest of their games. Who plays then?
Did Ohio State win their last 2?
Ohio State wins out.
Okay, your Oklahoma team's in that scenario.
I got a shot.
We need 5 things to happen.
5 miracles to happen. It could happen. It's Christmas time. All right, we're gonna do our college picks. All right, let's get ready. Hey, last week I had an ugly week against the spread. I was 1-4, but all 5 of the games I did want to win. I got those. You were pretty good against the spread last week, I think, right?
Yeah, college. I think it was 4-1.
All right, let's start right out. We're gonna pick the local team. BC goes to Pitt. By the way, BC has only 5 wins. They need to win this game to be bowl eligible, and I believe to save Adazu's career. I don't know. Maybe he's still out even if he wins. What do you think?
I think BC wins outright. Never mind the +9. Yeah, and wins.
Wow. So they take the points and they win outright. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the team they're playing is that good. I mean, I'm not impressed with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh gets shut out against Virginia Tech.
I want to go with the BC. I want to go with. That's right. You're right about that. Virginia Tech. Imagine that. I'm going to take Pitt. I just have a feeling that BC's going to lay an egg.
Hopefully you don't crush your team.
We'll see. And Adazi was fired by Monday morning.
Oh, if they lose, he's out. No doubt in my mind.
And Graciano, maybe the next guy in, they say. He doesn't want to go to Rutgers.
I like him. A friend of Belichick is a friend of mine.
You heard it here. A friend of Belichick's is a friend of G-Money's.
True.
All right. Number 12, Wisconsin goes up to Minnesota. Wisconsin is the favorite in that game, or Minnesota?
Yeah, no, Wisconsin's favored by 2.
Like 2.5, right?
Yeah. It fluctuates, but yeah, 2.5 roughly.
All right, so let's go. Who do you like in that game?
It's the hardest game on the board to pick, but I got to take the home team. I mean, Minnesota, they're hungry. This is the biggest game in the last 50 years for them. So I think
with you. Minnesota wins outright, right? Despite even having the points. All right, Clemson. We're only going to pick them because they are the number 3 team in the country. The interesting game. They play South Carolina today. The spread is 27.5. I think it's the last one I saw. South Carolina beat Georgia. So think about this. If they were to get the upset today, they would have beat the number 3 and the number 4 team in the playoff rankings. What do you think?
That would be an impressive feat. I don't think they have a chance of winning, but I think they cover the 27.5. I think they keep it reasonably close.
I'm with you. South Carolina covers that. That's 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean,
they'll lose like 14.
Clemson's going to pull off the gas to save it up for the ACC championship, right? I'm with you. All right. Texas A&M, they got to go down to LSU. This is a rematch of last year's epic 7 overtime game. They changed the overtime rules for that, right?
It was insane.
It was unbelievable. It's a 17.5 point spread. Obviously, LSU is the favorite. What do you think?
I think Texas A&M keeps it close. LSU's defense is horrible, so they shouldn't be. They can't cover spread that high with a defense like that. I mean, they're going to win most games, and if not all games, but they're not going to cover big spreads because their defense is a liability.
You got me thinking, but I'm going to stay with LSU. I think they cover and they win that game handily. I think they want to show the country that they can play defense. All right, the 2 big ones. Let's start. Ohio State goes up to the big house. It's an 8-point spread. Some people have it at 9. We're going to go with 8. Ohio State's the favorite up at Jim Harbaugh's place. Does Jim have any shot in this game?
I think they have a shot. I think they do have a shot because Ohio State in the back of their minds knows they can lose this and still get in. Plus, Michigan's playing at a high level now. So I think they'll probably lose, but it's by 3 or 4, but not by 9. So I like Michigan to cover.
I'm with you. All right. Alabama against Auburn. It's at Auburn, correct?
Yep.
Right? Alabama's favored by just 3 in that game with a backup quarterback. He has played a little bit, but never in a big game before, right? What do you think?
I think he's going to choke, and I think that this is the best defense Bama has played all year long, hands down. I think Auburn's top 5 easily defense, so I think Auburn pulls off the upset. Never mind.
The Bama's out. They're out. They're out.
They're out.
I'm gonna take Bama, but I would like to see them do it. I'm with you. All right, let's get into the NFL. bad news on Thanksgiving. I'm a Cowboy fan as well as a Patriot fan. They got absolutely crushed by Buffalo. I
didn't see that coming. I knew Buffalo would cover, but I didn't think they would win outright.
Garrett's going to keep his job apparently. I don't know why. Who
He's a
knows?
horrible coach.
Lions, they ended up playing a close game with the third-string quarterback David Blau. I never
He
even
looked
heard of
good.
the guy. Did you ever
This
hear
guy
of
from
him?
Purdue? Yeah, I heard of him. Purdue
Do you
guy.
know what he's famous for at college?
No, I don't know that.
Last quarterback to beat Ohio State.
Really? Oh, was it last year, that big game where the kid in the wheelchair that was dying was rooting for him?
Yep.
Oh, wow. I
He's
didn't know he
the
was a QB.
last
Okay.
quarterback to beat Ohio State. And Mitch looked pretty good for the Bears in that game, huh?
Well, he
finally
was
came
playing
back.
against a crap defense. I mean,
330 yards,
No, he
3
didn't look good.
touchdowns. All right, Saints beat the Falcons. They clinched the South. Falcons did something very rare in that game. What happened at the end of the game? Two onside
I had
kicks.
a little too many cocktails that day, so I don't
Two
remember the end.
onside kicks. There's only been 3 the whole year because of the rules on
Oh,
the
they
kickoff.
did double onside kicks?
They got 2 of them back to back. It was
Wow.
unbelievable. It was the highlight of the game. Do you know
I
the last
obviously
time
was
it ever
sleeping that
happened?
time.
Do you know the last time it ever happened in the game? 2004. I don't know who it was, but it was in 2004. Hey, speaking of football, news came out yesterday about the Arizona Cardinals. Josh Shaw suspended for the rest of this year and next year for gambling on games.
That's it. The balls of him, like that's. You don't
He's
get
on
away with that.
IR though. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, he's
You
on
can't-
IR.
You can't get away with that this day and age. I mean, everything comes back to everyone. I mean,
Is it fair though to suspend him for next year too?
that's aggressive. I mean, unless he had outcome in the games. Like if
Is
he
it worse than beating another guy over the head with a helmet?
No, it's not. And here's the thing: he's on IR, so he's not playing, so he's not influencing the game. So it shouldn't be that
That's
big of a
what I
deal.
think. That's what
I
I
think
think
just
too,
this
man.
year would have been fine.
All right, the Bills. They beat the Cowboys. They're now at 9-3.
They look good.
Are they for real?
Until the playoffs, I think they're going to choke in the playoffs. But I think they're a decent team, top 10 team maybe. Barely.
Could they win the division?
No.
Think about it for a minute. Pat's going to play a tough game tomorrow with the Texans. Then they still got to play KC the week after that, and then they got Buffalo.
Your rematch? I mean, I guess conceivably they could, but I just don't see it happening because I think they're too young of a team. Josh Allen will choke in the big games. I mean, it was a good game they won on Thursday. It's a big game, but talking about like towards the end of the season, last 2 weeks, I just don't see them winning out.
Little DYK for you from Thanksgiving. What quarterback has the most career passing yards on Thanksgiving? Now think about this. The teams always play at Dallas
Yep.
and Detroit.
Matt Stafford. I get it?
Holy crap, you were right.
Nice.
Matt Stafford has the most.
was
I
a-
would have thought
that
it
was
would
a
have been
guess.
one of the Cowboys guys. Staubach, Tony Romo, somebody like that. All right, nice job. All right, Super Bowl preview on Sunday. What do you think? 49ers and Ravens. We're going to pick that game momentarily, but
I don't know. I think as great as Jackson has looked, he's not ready for the Super Bowl. I mean, his team's not that good. I mean, he's been elusive, but teams are going to figure out how to stop him in the playoffs, and they're not going further than the AFC Championship game. San Fran could be in the Super
let
Bowl.
me point something out to you, though. Everybody says that style can't win in the NFL. Let me ask you a question. You watch college football. What does everybody play? Spread offense,
Spread
right?
offense,
High school. Every team now in America plays a spread. Pop Warner. Last time I coached Pop Warner was 2011. We were running a spread back then. No kid today runs a pro-style offense. So how can you take a kid that's been playing in the spread since he was in Pop Warner and make him a pro-style quarterback? So I don't know how you can say that style's not going to win in the NFL.
I just think this. I agree on the style, but I just think the way he plays, he runs first, pass second. I think eventually teams are going to stack the box and say, "Hey, you want to throw on us? Throw on us." And if they have elite cornerbacks, they can stop him.
He has 3 perfect passer games this season. 3.
He's incredible. I'm not putting him down by any means. I just don't know if he has what it takes to win the Super Bowl yet. He needs a few more years under his belt. He's too young.
Hey, good money night
He'll
game.
make mistakes.
Minnesota goes to Seattle. Seattle is, what, a game behind the 49ers? I guess they're in it, right? 49ers, everybody thinks running away with it, but Seattle's 1 game behind. Minnesota's right
have a
behind
rematch.
Green Bay, right? We'll pick that
It's
game
a hell of a
momentarily.
year with the division races. I mean, it's very competitive.
Hey, by the way, the Browns in Pittsburgh, they go to Pittsburgh, rematch of the WWE game a couple weeks ago. Do you think the fans start attacking Browns players? Do you think it's possible they get pummeled by stuff from the crowd?
I
think they do.
I think it's possible, but I think the
They're
team,
nuts in Pittsburgh.
the team knows ahead, and they're going to have like 5 times the police force they usually have. I mean, it's going to be on lockdown.
It would be interesting. Too bad it wasn't snowing. There'd be snowballs.
Oh yeah, it would be.
All right.
It'd be intense.
Pats go to the Texans. This is kind of a trap game, right? They beat Dallas last week. They got to play KC next week. Texans are a competitive team. They got your boy Deshaun Watson. By the way, the Pats are now on their 4th kicker because Nick Folk had a appendicitis or whatever it was.
Who did we sign? Did we sign someone yet?
Some kid named Kia Nofaba or something like that. I don't even know. So they're on their 4th kicker. 8 guys were out in practice this week with the flu. I mean, I'm a little concerned about this game.
Yeah, that is concerning.
We're going to pick it.
That
Is this a trap game potentially?
It could be. I mean, it could be because Houston has obviously Deshaun. They have one of the best wide receivers in football, Hopkins. But that's all they have. I mean, their defense isn't that good. Their O-line's horrible. So I think as long as the flu, we can overcome that, I think we can beat them.
Okay. So the question. Ravens are in the lead right now. I mean, the Pats are in the lead by 1 game. Ravens have the tiebreaker. Pats pretty much have to win out to keep the Ravens away from them unless the Ravens lose this week. Question for you, though. Can the Ravens come to Foxborough in the playoffs and win?
No. Not many teams have been able to pull that off. The only teams that have beat us at home are the old Baltimore teams and the old Denver teams that had amazing defensive line and got into Brady's face. Baltimore's D isn't that good.
Here's an interesting little stat for you, a little DYK. The Ravens are leading the leagues this year in points on the road. They're on pace to set a record for the most points on the road.
Really?
DYK, who has the record for most points on the road in one season, and what year was it?
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I couldn't even guess. I mean,
No. Our Patriots in 2007, the undefeated season, they averaged 39.5 points a game on the road. And the Ravens are outpacing that right now.
they're on fire, but I don't think it's something that can continue. I don't think it's sustainable.
All right, Survivor Fantasy, I guess PB won again last week. He's won 3 in a
funny
row. MIA, where is PB? We have no clue. He was supposed to call in. We'll see whether he does momentarily.
We're gonna have to put an APB on him. Find out where he is.
APB for PB, I like it. All right, let's get right into our pick 6. By the way, G-Money, as he told you, was not so good last week on that. Z was 5-1. And I was tempted not to take the Rams. I should have taken the Ravens. Last time I will not go against the Ravens the rest of the season. So let's start right out. Tennessee at Indy, playoff implications for both teams. Who do you like in that one?
I think Indy's the better team, and when in doubt, take the better team at home. So I think Indy wins that.
I'm with you. Good philosophy. All right. The WWE rematch game. Cleveland goes to Pittsburgh. Now, they did crush them at Cleveland. Cleveland did. What happens in this game?
I think Tomlin likes to fire into them. He uses that whole helmet situation as motivation, and they just come out inspired, and they just destroy Cleveland.
I'm with you. Pittsburgh covers. They win that game. All right. Oakland, another game that could end up in a brawl because of the rivalry there. Oakland goes to KC. KC on paper should win. What do you think?
I think it's going to be like last week with the Jets. Oakland does not do good when they have to travel to the East Coast in the early game. So I think KC just destroys them. I think they win by 17.
Even though KC's really not in the East Coast, in the middle of the country.
Well, I mean, but needless to say, when they leave their time zone, they don't do as well.
All right, I'm with you. KC wins that game. All right, the Super Bowl preview. Let's talk about it. San Fran, we already had a little bit of highlights on that. They go to Baltimore. Who do you like?
San Fran, their defense is top tier. I think almost as good as Pats, maybe even better when it comes to containing QBs because they're a fast defense. They have unbelievable linebackers. So I think they contain Jackson, force him to throw. I think he throws a few interceptions. I think San Fran wins.
I got Baltimore. I told you already I'm not going against them anymore. All right, Pats go down to Houston. I'm a little bit gun-shy on this one. What do you think?
Just like last week with Dallas, I think it's a huge coaching mismatch. I think O'Brien and Garrett are 2 of the 3 worst coaches in football. So I think Belichick's going to coach circles around O'Brien, and we're going to win based on that.
I like that philosophy. I don't think O'Brien deserves to be a head coach. He's a good offensive coordinator. I think the Pats win that game. All right, the Monday night game. This is a big one, too. Minnesota goes to Seattle. Minnesota was not good on the road. Seattle, with their 12th man, has not been that good.
No, they've been better on the road this year.
Better on the road. So
First
who do
time
you
around.
like?
This is the toughest one out of the 6 to pick, but I think historically Cousins has choked in big games in prime time. It's a primetime game in Seattle. I think Seattle wins.
I'm with you. I got Seattle as well. I think you're right. Russell Wilson goes after his MVP votes. All right, Lamar's probably wrapped that up. Let's get with it, man. Help the fans make some money this week. Give them some
I had a
money back 'cause
horrible
you
week
took away
last
from
week.
last
I
year.
apologize. I'm still at about 70% for the year, so it's a reasonable figure. It's not bad, but I need to do better. So here we go. Here's how we're going to do better. The lock is Pittsburgh +2. If you have the extra money, you want to buy it to 3. It's advisable just in case, so you can protect against a push.
All right.
I think it's 145 to 100 if
I
you
think
do
that's a
the
good pick.
+3. And then I have a parlay bonus for you again.
Oh
Pitt-
boy, this is where he gets in trouble.
Yeah, I know. Pitt +3 if you can buy it. Bengals +3, Cardinals +3. 3 across the board. All 3 of those dogs will cover, and you'll win 600 if you bet 100.
So you think the Bengals win their first game?
I do.
Who are they playing?
They got Dalton playing for his career against Jets at home.
I don't know, fans. That's a risky pick. Stick with the first one, you'll be okay. All right. Hey, thanks very much. Enjoy the rest
Thank
of
you
your
for having
Thanksgiving
us.
weekend.
And thank you, TJ's. The food is incredible here, as are the beers. Thank you so much for having us again.
We're about to have some food right now. Take care, fans.
Thank you, guys.